other friends, welcome back to another video and a special hello if you are new. My name is Casey and today I'm going to be sharing with you my fall TBR. I just had like a coughing attack, so if it looks like I've been crying, that's why. But anyway, let's get into the books I'm hoping to read this fall. I think it's kind of funny that I'm starting my fall TBR, like sharing my fall TBR, because I actually haven't finished my summer TBR. I have 2 books left on it, and neither of them are like super like summery, so I think it's okay. But I also just think it's funny. I feel like I'm like a month behind on my reading goals, but I really wanted to share my fall TBR with you because these are the books that I will probably be getting into very soon, and I'm just excited for fall, and I feel like so many creators have been sharing like fall content for literally like weeks now. So it's like I've got to get with it. I'm like falling behind. I'll, just get this up and people will be sharing their winter TBRs. I feel like sometimes we as a society like are always wanting to move on to the next thing, and we don't like slow down and embrace the seasons. Like we're always like ready for the next one. Like honestly, come like the end of October, early November, it's like, well, it's Christmas, I don't know. I'm not hating. I just think it's like funny. I feel like we're just always rushing to the next thing and not slowing down and embracing it. And I'm just as guilty. Like I literally have a fall candle here. I have a haunted house cookie thing that I bought. Like, let me shook the tripod. I'm just as guilty as everybody else, but I just think it's funny. But anyway, on to the books. I always like to pick a spooky, like classic to read. I just think there's something about reading like classics that are a little bit more thrilling and exciting. I've talked about some classics that I read in a previous video last year, and last year I reread Jane Eyre. This year, I wanted to go out and buy Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but I told myself, no, I'm going to stick with the books that I have. So I'm going to be reading The Scapegoat by Daphne du Maurier, which is a novel of impersonation. So I didn't know what this was about, so I looked it up last night, and it is basically about this Englishman who goes on vacation to France, and he kind of meets his doppelganger, and they I guess hang out because they look so much alike, and eventually the Englishman wakes up one morning and finds that the Frenchman has stolen his identity and has taken off into the world, and now he has to, sorry, the school bus is dropping kids off, so he has to assume the identity of the Frenchman and try to solve his, I don't know if they're marital problems or work related problems or whatever it is. So I don't know. I think that sounds really exciting, and I love a good character driven novel and novels about identity and things like that. So I think that this is going to really hit that mark. It honestly reminds me, not as sinister, but a little bit of the Fantastic Mr. Ripley, which I've never read and I've never seen the original film. But last year, Jeremy and I watched the miniseries with Andrew Scott and Johnny Flynn, and it's very good. I think this is the perfect time of year to watch it, but it is so sinister. It is brutally sinister. But it's good, and the acting is amazing. But anyway, so it kind of makes me think of that. So I'm very excited for this one, and we'll see. My friend Abby gifted me this edition. I want to say we've read 2 du Mauriers close around the same time. So she sent this to me, and I think it's beautiful. And I was looking it up, and I think that this might be a first edition. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no other dates in it besides this one. So it seems like it was quite the score from her. So I don't know, but I'm really excited. It feels really sturdy. It also has it's got some dust on the top, but it has sprayed edges, but only on the top. Isn't that weird? The next book that I'm hoping to read this fall is Autumn by Ali Smith. I've actually never read this quartet, so it's essentially a quartet, and each of the books follows the seasons, and it starts in autumn. I bought this book a long time ago because I remember seeing it everywhere, and everyone was reading it quite a few years ago. And I went to pick it up, and I felt very confused by what was going on. And I honestly just, like, I don't think that I was in the proper, like, headspace to be starting this book. Like, I just didn't have the mental energy for it. So, we're coming back to it now. But essentially it tells the story of a man named Daniel. He is 100 years old, and I think that he is, like, I don't know if he's in, like, a nursing home or if he's in a hospital. And a young woman named Elizabeth, who's in her 30s, comes to visit him. And Elizabeth and Daniel were neighbors, I think, when Elizabeth was a child, and they had, like, a very, like, kind of precious or sweet little friendship. So I know that this is supposed to be about, like, aging and time and love, and I'm really excited, and I just feel like I feel in the mood for this type of story. And I'm very excited to get into it, and I'm just very excited. And again, it just seems like it'll hopefully fit, like, the season well. I don't know, we'll see. And the font is actually huge, I think, in this one, so I feel like I might work through it pretty quickly. We'll see. The next book that I'm hoping to read this fall is The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. I have read the Rome, Kentucky series by Sarah Adams, and I loved it. I've done a vlog about it, and I actually have a ticket to go meet Sarah Adams in Lexington this winter when the new book comes out, and I'm so excited. So it just seemed like the perfect time to go ahead and start another series by her. And, you know, he's a football player. It's football season. What do I know about it? But it just seemed like now would be a good time to go ahead and read it. But I know that this is a what's the trope? I can't, my mind just, like, completely just bloop. Fake dating, that's what it is. But the two main characters are really good friends. He is a football player, and then she was a ballerina or dancer, and now she has a studio. Basically, they have this, like, they have feelings for each other, or she has feelings for him, I don't know. But they have, like, this drunken night, and somehow it gets told to a reporter that, like, they're together, so now they have to pretend to be together. Come here. Thank you. We'll play in just a second, okay? So I don't know. I'm excited. I love a fake dating trope. I'm so excited for it. I feel like I will absolutely devour this one, and I can't wait to start. I feel like there is something so magical about fall and autumn. I'm sorry. Come here, Clippy. Bring it here. She's got her lamb chop. Hi. She, like, dragged it away from me because she knows I'm going to take it. Hello. Are you going to lay down with your lamb chop? I wish you could see, like, her little cheeks puffed out with it. She looks really cute. But anyway, there's something about, like, fall and autumn that just seems so magical to me, and I wanted to read about magic, so I have chosen to reread Peter Pan. I also like to pick a book to reread when I'm doing my TBRs, so I've chosen to reread Peter Pan. We all know the story of Peter Pan. I read the book, I think, when I was in late high school, early college, for the first time, and I just loved it, and I love the, like, symbolism behind it, and it's so good, and it's been quite a few years since I've read it, so I'm really excited to come back to it. This is the edition that I have, and don't get me wrong, it's beautiful, and I love it, and I love the size of it, but I'm thinking about buying the painted edition because, like I said, I want to collect all the painted editions. So, you know, why not go ahead and get it? I don't know. We'll see. But I'm very excited to read this one. And I feel like I could probably just, like, sit down and finish it, like, on a rainy Sunday or, like, within a weekend or something. So very excited to get back into this one and to see what I think about it years later. And then the last book that I would like to read this fall is on my Kindle, and it is All the Young Dudes. I don't know what her handle is, so I will put it on the screen who the actual author is. I know it's like Miss Bean something, but I don't remember what the numbers are. So All the Young Dudes is set within the, like, Harry Potter universe, and it focuses on the Marauders, so Harry's father and his friends when they were at Hogwarts. And I think the book takes place from when they are starting Hogwarts up until, like, the Wizarding War, so I don't know, like, late 70s to, like, 90s. The last time I read Harry Potter, because you just can't help but want to read Harry Potter in the fall, I remember all I wanted to do was read more about the Marauders. I loved reading about Sirius. I loved reading about Lupin. Those were the characters that I cared about and were the characters that I wanted to read more of. And so I kind of started doing some research into different like types of fan fiction, things like that. And obviously this is the one that came up the most. So I'm excited. And there's just something about fall and winter that you just can't help if you've read or, you know, had anything to do with like that universe, then you just, you get nostalgic for it. You want to go back and reread it. I obviously do not support J.K. Rowling's, however you say her last name, views on a lot of things. I feel like she's turned into such an awful, bitter person, and it's so sad. But so I was kind of longing to go back to that world, so we're going to try it in a more inclusive and friendly way. So we'll see how it goes. I've heard that it is quite the journey. I've heard that it's very emotional. But I'm excited, and I know that it's also very long, but I'm really excited to kind of dive into it and to see what I think. And this is the first like real foray into fan fiction. Well, I mean, I'm sure I've read like books that were, you know, fan fiction and then published or something, but I feel like this is like the first legitimate, like non-published foray into fan fiction. So we will see how it goes, and obviously I will report back once I've finished it. All right, friends, thank you so much for being here and listening to me blab on about books. I really do appreciate it. Let me know if you have any reading recommendations for me this fall, or if you've read any of these books and what you think about them, or what you're reading this fall, whatever. I love to talk about books, so it doesn't matter what you comment as long as it's about books. But anyway, I hope that you have a great day. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch this video, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye.